All right, so we're here shooting Emerge with Pasquale Presa at their neighborhood pizzeria.
Absolutely. This is great. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here, or letting me come to you today. So yeah, you do pizza, calzones, real Italian desserts, which from someone of Italian heritage, thank you for making a real cannoli.
Well, thank you. I love it. I couldn't wait to.
It is delicious, and I appreciate this place a lot because there really wasn't too much for Italian people here.
Well, the authenticity is
Right.
real.
Yeah.
And it comes from our heart in what we do.
Yep, absolutely. So I was just interested how you ever got to Rochester in the first place and why you decided this is the place to open your pizzeria.
Well, I'll tell you, I came here. I was an exec chef for Starwood Hotels and Resorts and Hyatt Hotels and Resorts and Interstate Hotels and Resorts. So one of our vice presidents from Starwood that moved to Interstate, Interstate came to Rochester to run the 4 properties for the Kaler Hotels.
Yep.
And I was told there was a great opportunity here to come, and they needed a little bit of help in revitalizing the food program. Mm-hmm. So when I came in 2010 and 11, we're in the midst of doing a lot of the new remodeling, mm-hmm. The banquet room, and then the kitchen needed a lot of work. So when I was interviewed to come on board, it was kind of eye-opening. It was an amazing hotel through history, and that's a historic property. To be part of a community that is all about healing, mm-hmm. to me, it kind of brought back memories from when I was a little kid. Mm-hmm. And when I was a little kid in Italy before coming to America, I was burnt on my leg, and I was taken care of by the nuns, and I was in the hospital for 60 days. So to me, giving back to a community that was really dear to my heart and had a special place, it kind of, at first as a culinarian, I was like, what am I going to be doing here? Mm-hmm. But then as I saw that people that come here for something unique and something important to them is, whether it's medical or whether to find out that they're okay or not, it actually made me feel, maybe I belong here. Mm-hmm. So I convinced my wife to come out here in the middle of a cold winter in December. And we've been here since 2010, 11, December. And my children love it. My wife loves it. I would never even want to go back to an environment of New York that is so busy and crazy that sometimes you kind of tend to miss things. Here, it seems like we're part of a lot of things.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing about here. And like you were saying, when you see an opportunity, take it,
Absolutely.
And I think it's exactly true. Like, you can have an impact here because of the size. It's a nice size city right now. It's not as busy as New York, so right. you have that impact.
Yeah, and that sometimes bigger cities can be overwhelming. One, to raise a family, you have to live at least an hour away or a half hour away, and the commute and so many things that go behind it. Here, I have the beauty of living 4 blocks away now. So, for me, it's great. I can see my kids more and more. I'm part of a community that is just growing and booming, and we're grateful for.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were talking in the beginning, so your 1-year anniversary is next week, which will be the week this airs. This is probably going to air on Monday. So
great.
This week is the anniversary, so congratulations for sure.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been great.
So what's this first year meant to you in building this business, seeing the response from the community? What's that been like?
I tell you, it was very interesting to me. Working for hotels, most of my career, my adult career, mm-hmm. was always challenging because they challenged you to always produce. What is the next best thing? And you always have to look out for it. What do we want to do that we're different, better, and special than anyone else? So the opportunity of opening this was when, I was down in the Dells running the Kalahari Resort, and I was away from my family and children, and I reflected on it, and I said, do I really want to do this and be away? Do we want to move? And, my wife, going to school, getting her master's in therapy, I felt, this is our home. Mm-hmm. and we decided to put something together with a group of people. And, it's been very rewarding. There's a lot of ups and downs, but the one true feeling that overcomes a lot of that little uncertainty at times is when you're welcomed in a community that people embrace. And, we're true through our hearts, it's authentic. We don't do this because it's a transaction. What we do is what we grew up with, what our parents put into us, I always dreamed big. And I, as a little kid coming to America at 6 years old and learning the pizza business at 11, I always dreamed of being big. Not I want to be a multi-millionaire and not worry about the basics and knowing what we come from. But when you have an opportunity in life, I think you need to dream big, and you need to surround yourself with people that are going to be positive in your life. So I felt throughout my career, I always worked for hotels that, you had to produce. Sometimes you were around positive people, and we preached about it. We did a lot of seminars on how to motivate people, how to, have a positive work environment. Well, here, I have that opportunity to do it myself with the people that we hire and the people we surround ourselves. So my number one, reward this year is I have surrounded myself with positive people because I want to dream big. I'm living the American dream of an immigrant coming to this country.
Yeah.
And, I'm in a community that's opened their arms to me. And here I have an opportunity to share basic bread, tomato sauce, and cheese. And if you could do that simple, for many years, hundreds of years, that's what our culture was all about, sharing bread.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think that's, exactly kind of what the fabric of our community and, this country is about.
Yeah.
Is dreaming big and going for it and having that opportunity.
Exactly. And, think of it through. You can't make, silly mistakes. But we have something unique that in Rochester, if you think about it, was founded in this town all over a tornado.
Right.
And the Mayer brothers came here. And then the Franciscan nuns were here. And if you look at that culture itself, it's something that is basic human nature. It's nurturing. It's being there for people, right? So that takes me back to my culture, being from Italy, and I actually worked in that region of Umbria and Assisi. And it really is dear to me because, culture and passion and authenticity, you can't buy.
No.
You have to have it.
Yeah.
And if you have it within you and you share it, then, when you do good, you'll receive good.
Absolutely.
There's always bumps in the road, but you got to know how to handle those bumps.
Right. Yep, that's just life, right?
Yep.
So we're in your new addition, the new borough. So it's for private events, for overflow, when you have, when you're really busy in the restaurant. So do you want to say a little bit about this space and, your plans for here?
Absolutely. So, when we opened last year in November, we were just, overwhelmed at the amount of people that wanted to come and try our pizza. And, there were times we had no seats. There were lines out the door, so this new space actually helps us a lot. Now going into the winter time that we always have space available. With the weather, we have additional 80 seats. We called it the boroughs to reflect the 5 boroughs of New York. And this room we're sitting in is called the Brooklyn Room. As you can see, the Brooklyn Bridge is behind me, and, it reflects, the immigration that came to this country, especially in New York.
Yeah.
And then on the right of us, there's the Bronx, and the Bronx is a marketplace, and that's dear to my heart because as a young kid, I used to be in the Bronx. I used to go to Mike's Deli in the Bronx, and to Pete's Meat Market. That's where we continued our culture from Italy to New York and used to go shopping all the time. We spent so many days there, and that's why this room is important to us to continue to bring that culture closer and closer. We have larger tables that we want to bring families and friends together. You can put 2 pizzas on there, and guess what? you're all sharing, you're talking. You know, our TVs are not to watch movies. Our TVs is to show the pizza, the product we have, because it's all about sitting around the table and talking to one another.
Oh yeah, it's an Italian Sunday dinner.
I better believe it. And here, every day is Sunday.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, my family still does that every Sunday.
I love it.
Yeah, and then we have you're hosting a couple events here, well, today, when this video airs,
Right.
Monday for Global Entrepreneurship Week, so it'll be really great to get members of the community in here and utilize the space, and, you know, enjoy a business in the community.
Exactly. And, you know, we made it where everyone could come here and have an event. Very simple. We don't overwhelm people by having waiters coming in all the time. This is a true family environment type of atmosphere. When we have events in our Bronx room, we put a big table together like you're all sitting at a Sunday table. You know, you fit 30 to 40 people there. And the idea behind it is you sit as a family, you think of things, you dream of things, you know, and here we are dreaming of the reality of the Destination Medical Center coming up right across the street from us.
Yeah.
I mean, we are so blessed to have this opportunity to create something that many cities will probably look at us and say, wow, how did they do it?
Yeah, no, we're definitely living in a historic moment here.
Yeah.
It's really cool to be involved in it, see what happens, because I think it's going to drastically change, but still keep its culture, I think.
Exactly.
So last week we had the groundbreaking here, kind of kitty corner, a block or two, with Mortensen and DMC and others in the first new construction building in Discovery Square. And we're obviously a tenant here at Pasquale. So, yeah, what do you think about, you know, this growth in this area and what it means for you and the community here?
Well, to me, I feel like it's just a dream, again, come true. And when I said earlier, dream big, I'm part of this amazing dream that everyone is dreaming big of. You know, so whatever we can do to support that dream for Mayo, for people of Rochester, for myself, it's huge. How can I not dream big? You know, we're a block away from something amazing, you know, and we're just continuing to grow. And life is about change. And I've learned so much change from 6 years old, coming from a small town in Italy, that at times I didn't even have a pair of shoes. And here I am, you know, God given us an amazing opportunity to be blessed in creating this restaurant. You know, how can you not dream big? We have an opportunity in life to do it. Let's do it.
Awesome. Well, definitely congratulations on 1 year. Look forward to what you have coming up this next year and many more, and as our neighbor in Discovery Square here and in Rochester. So thanks so much for doing this today. I really appreciate your time and your insight and learning more about your story.
Absolutely. Thank you for the honor of doing this.
Awesome. Thank you.